4th and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Another player, Myles Purchase. Oh yeah, but they added him to the practice squad. I mean, don't be getting all warm and fuzzy and thinking we just picked up a Hall of Fame cornerback. We made a big trade and we got Sauce Gardner or something. No, this just another one of the guys. I said because obviously we're so banged up in the secondary. If these guys can't go, you got to bring them up from the practice squad, even if they're not going to play. You got at least got to have some depth there. I mean, the Giants, that is one thing that certainly, without question, we definitely need to address in the offseason is we need some quality depth in the secondary, and also, one of the things you can also look at it too, right, is that, you got to get rid of Banks. We got him for one more year, and then we can say maybe goodbye to him. But we got to re-sign Cordell Flott. Got to bring him back. There's a contract here for him, so got to make sure we bring that guy back. But all right. Giants add a cornerback. After with Paulson Adebo and Deonte Banks are injured, Giants make a move with injuries mounting at cornerback. On Tuesday, they signed the Chargers cornerback Myles Purchase to their practice squad. Former Chargers cornerback. Purchase is only 22. He's 5'9" now. But he's 203 pounds, so he's well built. From Iowa State, who signed with the Chargers as an undrafted free agent following the 2025 NFL Draft. He was released from the Chargers practice squad 3 weeks ago. Giants have been dealing with injuries at cornerback. High-priced free agent signing Paulson Adebo has missed the last 5 games with a knee injury. Perhaps this move to add some depth is an indication that Adebo could finally be heading to injury reserved. Yeah, it was, very disappointing. Very, Adebo, very. I mean, I understand we got a knee, whatever, but I mean, regardless, even when he was healthy, very disappointing season. And then, of course, this injury here. It says what? He's missed the last 5 games, and he might miss the final 5 games. So you figure we're signing this guy for $15 million a season. He might have only played the first 7 games. It's very, very disappointing. We definitely, without question, we need help in the secondary. Deonte Banks missed last week's game with a hip injury. Reserve cornerback Art Green was placed on injury reserve earlier in the season before signing Purchase. The Giants did not have a cornerback on their practice squad, which is a big-time mistake. Now, if you look at the practice squad, the Giants have Brian Hudson, the center, Myles Purchase now, the cornerback, Elijah Chapman and Elijah Garcia, defensive lineman, Jordan Riley, defensive lineman, Jake Kubis, guard, Ben Sauls, the kicker, who made Jude McAtaney expendable, Swaze Bozeman, a linebacker, Trace Ford, and Toman Fox, outside linebackers, Turbo Miller, Raheem Lane, safety, Reed Holsky, an offensive lineman, Zach Davidson, a tight end, Maximilian Mang, an international exemption guy. He played with Syracuse. He's 6'7". He's a blocking tight end. Dalen Cambry, Ray McLeod, and Amir Smith-Marset, wide receivers. They're all on the practice squad. But Myles Purchase was with Iowa State. He signed with the Chargers as an undrafted free agent on April 26, 2025. He was waived on August 26 as part of the final roster cuts and re-signed to the practice squad the next day. On September 30th, Purchase was released by the Chargers. He was re-signed to the team's practice squad on October 15th. Purchase was released on November 4th. On November 25th this year, obviously, Purchase was signed to the Giants practice squad. So, I mean, it's very, very, very important, obviously, to have. Yeah, that's what, obviously, with the practice squad, you don't want to have whatever. At least one wide receiver on there, at least a running back, a tight end, a couple offensive linemen, defensive, obviously, safety. Got a little something of everything. But, yeah, I mean, we have Raheem Lane as a safety on the practice squad, but we had no cornerback. And with all the injuries, it's unbelievable the injuries we got at cornerback. It's just silly, I tell you, silly. So we had no cornerbacks on the practice squad, which is obviously not good. But once again, as I said, I mean, this is just somebody, that just, is on the practice squad. He could be here today and he could be gone in a couple of days from now. Who knows? But, I mean, and I'll show you here. It's great at Iowa State. We'll go over, let's see here. NCAA. We've got 2024. All right, that's special teams. Now, he plays special teams, though, so that's good. Okay. But, I mean, this is his final season with Iowa State. And he graded out at a 63.9. Nothing super phenomenal. I believe it was his run defense, 73.8. The problem is here was his tackling. He missed a bunch of tackles. He missed 14 tackles. He missed 28 according to PFF. Last season at Iowa State, he missed 28.6% of his tackling opportunities. So he had 14 missed. According to them, he had 35, 45. He had 49 chances to make a tackle or assist in a tackle, I guess. And out of those 49 opportunities, he missed 14 of them. No, that's bad. That's really bad. I mean, cutting this in half still is a little high. Yeah, so you can see where he did not do a phenomenal job tackling. Let's see here. So in 2023, he played that was his most snaps he played. 2023, grade out of 79 overall. Not too bad. His run defense, 72.8. His tackle was a lot better. In 2023. His pass rush, he doesn't rush the passer too much, but his coverage skills in 2023 was probably his best season, obviously, with Iowa State. His second season, 2022, right, you see his numbers here, 63.6, that's his defense. His run defense, 62.5, pass rush, his coverage skills. Once again, this is from Iowa State. Okay, so that doesn't mean that teams like Iowa State or whatever, Illinois or, Connecticut, don't have good football players. Don't get me wrong. But, it was Iowa State. Okay. It wasn't Alabama or Ohio State or something, So, but he does play special teams. So let me go here. Yeah. Not a ton, but he did play special teams. Okay, here we go. What season is this here? Okay, his last season at Iowa State. So he played a grand total of 58 snaps on special teams. All right. And now he played, where we got here? He must have missed a couple games here because you see weeks 3, 4, and 5. So he must have missed like a game or so in there. But still, he wound up with 58 special teams. We have 1 kick return, snap, 8 on kick coverage, 9 on punt return, field goal block 40. So a majority of his special team snaps were on field goal blocks. So then this season here, let's go to NFL. He did play in the preseason with the Chargers. Oh, there we go, preseason. All right, here we go. Right. Yeah, he played in 48 preseason snaps in the preseason on special teams. Let's see, did he play any defense here? Oh yeah, okay. He played some defense once again. This is special. This is preseason. Not too shabby, but once again, it's a first week Hall of Fame game against Detroit. He played in 17 snaps on defense. According to PFF, he graded at 91.7. But once again, it's Myles Purchase. Right? He was probably going against Detroit's 37th string team offense. But against that 37th string offense from Detroit, he graded out pretty well. He did pretty good against Nolans. And, look here. I mean, against L.A., right? Against the Rams, graded a 71.3. And against the 49ers in the third preseason game, he graded out a 69.8. So, he overall 83.6 in the preseason. But once again, that was preseason, and that was going up against guys who aren't even in the NFL anymore. Or on some of those players are not on NFL rosters. But he did do very, very well. Okay. So you see his, overall here. His run defense is really good. Right? His run defense seems to really, really be good. It just sometimes he has an issue missing some tackles. But once again, I said, anything there, that's preseason. We know preseason is a heck of a lot different than the regular season. Why? Because the Giants in preseason were 3-0, and they were at least a plus 60. Maybe I think it was even a little more than that, but at least a plus 60 in the amount of points they scored, the amount of points they gave up. And the Giants were looking like Super Bowl champion, baby, right? Well, how are we looking now? Not too good. The defensive coordinator's fired. The head coach is fired. We're 2-10. We're basically we're the first team eliminated for playoff contention. So preseason is a different animal than regular season. So, but I mean, as I said, that this guy here, is here today, and unfortunately, he could be gone tomorrow. As I said, the biggest thing was that, on the practice squad, especially with all the injuries we've had in the secondary, we needed to have a cornerback on the practice squad, just at least to call up. As I said, because, Banks has been injured. Paulson Adebo has been a huge disappointment this season. And there's a good chance he might wind up going on injury reserve. So the Giants, might have a hard time stopping the pass the final few weeks of the season. Right.